3, 2, 1.
The X Prize for 2 consecutive private space trips was won today by
a $10 million prize.
In 2004, Team Mojave Aerospace Ventures flew Spaceship One twice within 14 days into space. Funded by Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen and designed by aerospace visionary Burt Rutan, the team successfully claimed the $10 million Ansari X Prize for suborbital spaceflight. On October 8, 2005, Stanford University, with their Stanley robot sponsored by VW, became the first ever autonomous vehicle to successfully navigate a 132-mile course without any human intervention. This won them the $2 million DARPA Grand Challenge. Why did Paul Allen back a team to compete? Why did VW back Stanford's entry? What are the strategic benefits and the return on investment for sponsoring a team in a competition?
One element of the prize that's pretty important, it actually shines a light on a problem that needs to be solved.
We still have 40,000 fatalities per year, which is incredibly high in America. That would mean, actually, if you translate that to a plane crash, every day you have a 747 crashing somewhere. And no one would accept that, right? So the question is, how can we support that with all of these assistance systems? What else is required?
Paul's primary intent is just to show that a privately funded manned space program could be done for a reasonable amount of money.
Volkswagen found out through our collaboration with Stanford. The prize was helpful not because it was this $1 million or $2 million prize. It was more interesting to bring people behind a dream.
We invested an amount of money, I won't say exactly how much, it was more than 20 and well less than $30 million. We won the X Prize. The return on our investment, it's 4x, 5x, 10x.
I spent almost, including internal, external working hours, $1 million into this event, and the outcome was amazing. It's very simple. We estimated approximately 60 times more than we invested into this program.
First thing, of course, was the X Prize, the $10 million X Prize payment. That was definitely beneficial. Just the money we've made back on the selling of the IP after we completed Spaceship One is 2x, 3x. We've licensed the technology to Virgin Galactic for the use on Spaceship Two, and that will pay multiple returns on our initial investment over for the life of the technology. We actually have patents that extend out well beyond 2023 that we'll be seeing a return on that investment for the next couple decades. We've done, I would say, close to 100 media licensing deals. A piece that most people don't realize is that in donating the spacecraft to the Smithsonian, we actually got a tax credit on that, and just that donation alone was worth tens of millions of dollars.
We now have this prototype version or a proof of concept available. Now the real work begins. We have to transfer something to the product. We had the experience to bring Stanley back onto the lane, so why should we use the similar algorithm also for our customers' cars? And that's what we introduced last year. We also used our success with Stanley as an advertisement for that. It's here. This is our cutting-edge technology, and you get something back of that investment. Everyone is interested to understand what kind of team is behind that, what kind of company is supporting this cool technology.
We were thinking intellectual property. As it turned out, the value of that PR, there's no way I can put a value on that PR because it's immense. When we did the first space flight, June 21st, in 2004, Spaceship One and Paul Allen's name was on the front page of every paper around the world, above the fold. You can't buy that.
The car was the star of different TV shows, so it was really an amazing response which we got at that time, and that's a great history for Volkswagen.
So it's a combination of PR, building your brand, and of course generating great IP.
So the return of investment was definitely visible. So we had our final event actually in spring this year, and was still such an amazing feeling to stand close to Stanley, and it was the cornerstone of robotics history, but also for the car industry and in general. We shipped Stanley around the world, and Stanley visited all the important museums worldwide, and finally landed in the Smithsonian in Washington.
The final resting place for Spaceship One is in the Air and Space Museum, hanging in the first entry hall of the museum in downtown Washington, D.C.
So sponsoring the Grand Challenge event together with Stanford, it was one of the best decisions made.
For those philanthropists and corporations who are thinking about backing a team, I highly recommend it. It is absolutely a transformative experience. It's one that brings rewards far beyond what you can possibly imagine.